All right, guys, here I am with your June market update. I've got cheat sheets all around, so forgive me if I am not looking right at you, but I want to make sure I get this data right. Okay, so here is the crazy thing that's happening. You have a media and social media and all kinds of things reporting housing market up, housing market down, like all these things. Can we look at these numbers overall? Absolutely we can. However, hyper locally is what you want to be paying attention to, and that is what I am here for, because I am your local market expert. So what I want you to know is everybody who's telling you that market value is down, they're not wrong. However, in Tarrant County, we are up 2% from June of last year to June of this year, okay? So there are areas of the metroplex where we are seeing an increase in average sales prices, okay? So the other thing I wanna point out is when we're talking about being down in average sales price, like for example, in Dallas County, the average sales price went from $586 to $573, okay? On over $500,000, we're talking about a difference of $13,000. $13,000 is a lot of money, but in the big scheme of things, it's not like we saw property values go from $575 to $475. We didn't lose like a quarter of the value here. We're losing small increments. And I wouldn't even say that losing is probably where we're gonna end up in the long run, because if you look at average prices for the year versus we're looking at a point in time. We're looking at June of 2022 versus June of 2023, right? But if you look at January of last year versus what we will be at December of this year, I think we're gonna see an increase. So we've gotta be careful when we're looking at a moment in time versus year over year in general, if that makes any sense. So a couple of other things I want to point out. These numbers all sort of jive together. Okay, so in 2022, we had more new listings than we have in 2023. Okay, so we were seeing more houses come on the market. We're not having quite as many come on the market now, which makes sense because the number of closed sales is lower in 2023 than it was in 2022. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of those being that interest rates absolutely changed, and we did see buyers sort of step away from the market for a second. Not all of them, just a few of them. We are seeing a lot more activity happening now, but there was a time when buyers sort of cooled off a little bit. So it makes sense that we are having fewer transactions right now than we were. But the total sales volume from 2022 to 2023 has gone down. Okay, so that means fewer transactions equaling smaller sales volume, which also equates to higher days on market. Okay, so let's talk about days on market, because have days on market gone up? Absolutely they have. But again, let's talk about relativity. Okay, so like a decade ago, when it was very much a buyer's market, it was taking people 3 to 6 months to get their house sold, okay? Right now, the average days on market is 42, as opposed to 14 in 2022. So 2 weeks, now it's a little over a month. You know what? Still, in relative terms, I'm gonna tell you, that is pretty quick to get your house sold. Now that's average. So let me just also tell you that I made an offer on a house this weekend that had been listed for 8 days. They had another offer at the same time, multiple offers on day 8. So just because the average is 2 weeks doesn't mean that all houses are taking that long. And some of them are selling in the first day, second day, third day. Some of them are still getting multiple offers. Some of them though are sitting for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then we get a good offer and like move forward and whatever. And then you do have this other thing that's happening where, because the market was so crazy for as long as it was, you have some sellers who've gotten really super aggressive, and so they're asking for all this money. And that's not actually what their house is worth, but they're trying to get it because they're trying to capitalize on what the market was 18 months ago. So anyway, that is my assessment of the situation. Market good. And I keep telling everybody, they keep saying, well, the market's changing. It's not good anymore. It's not good anymore. The market is not bad. There's nothing wrong with the market we're in. It is different. The market's not bad, it is different. It's different than what it was 18 months ago, which is why it's important that you talk to a professional and someone who keeps up with this kind of data to know what to be prepared for. Because you don't want an agent who only knows how to work a multiple offer market. So when you do submit an offer, they're giving away the farm in your offer. But you also don't want to work with someone who is trying so hard to negotiate that they're not seeing the competition that is still existing in the market. So it goes both ways. So you need someone who's willing to do the research on each individual property, whether it's your property or one you're trying to purchase. And we would love to be the ones to help you do that. So I did not do my introduction in the beginning, but I will say goodbye, goodbye, goodbye instead of hello, hello, hello from Stephanie Deeds at Point Realty. So happy you watched. Great to see you. Hope to talk soon. Thanks so much.